All right, we are back. No Look Podcast. Your boy Yo Soy, the man, goddamn T. We got a special episode tonight. You know, you and I were kind of brainstorming. It's like, hey, we got a sports podcast. There's, one of the biggest sports events happening tonight. Why not just do like a live stream, live reactions? Maybe a little bit selfishly so we could watch the game at the same time. But I feel like it'd be a good episode to get some live reactions.
Yes, I mean if you have Twitch pulled up right now on your cell phone or whatever the case may be, also pull up the Final Four, the national championship game, Kansas versus North Carolina.
mhm.
A little bit of a comeback we're seeing right now, Austin, with Kansas only behind by 7, 45-38 in the second half with 14:50 to go. I think North Carolina went into halftime scoring 16 unanswered. So
Well,
Kansas
it
is
looks
coming
like
back a little bit.
have they scored since the second half has started? Wasn't it 45-30?
It's been quite
Or
slow. Honestly, I've been on and off of watching it, but it's been all Kansas in the second half as it started back up.
yeah, because I know they're up. North Carolina was up by 15 points. Like you said, Kansas kind of clawing and chipping away at that lead.
Yeah, I mean to start the game, Kansas, it was all them. I think they were up by 11-5 in the first when I first tuned in, and I was like, dang, it's already 11-5 or 11-3 or something like that. And then North Carolina, they just got their feet under them. They started hitting big shots. Once Armando, but I don't know how to say his last name, Babcock.
Sure,
Armando
we'll go with
Babcock.
it.
Once he started going into the game and scoring, and he just really took over rebounding wise. This North Carolina team they're very interesting. They don't have any sexy players, big name guys, anybody that's really
Oh,
going to take over the game, but they got a lot of great, players that really just live up to the moment.
well, one of their top scoring players, at least throughout the tournament right now, Love, is hobbling off to the side of the court.
Yikes.
What's your
Rocking
time
a
at?
fresh pair, rocking a fresh pair of 11s, by the way.
What's your time at on the game clock?
14:27.
All right, so you're a little behind me. I'm at 17, 16, 15.
Oh wow. I could refresh it, but
I was gonna, yeah. Might be worth a try.
we'll try it.
Yeah, number 5, the big man for North Carolina, has just been wreaking havoc on the glass all night and much throughout this tournament. He had a big game on Saturday against Duke, which Tyler, as if I didn't already know anything about what would happen throughout this March Madness tournament, I thought for sure it was set up perfectly for Duke to just come in, Coach K right off into the sunset with one last national championship. North Carolina, the Tar Heels, they played spoiler as they have for much of Coach K's career.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were surprised. They thought Coach K was going to get revenge. I know we said it on the podcast the week before the game, but this North Carolina team, they're gritty. They like I said, they have a lot of guys that live up to the moment.
Mm.
And they're fun to watch. I mean, you got guys that are coming off their bench and performing well, and they're just an odd team. You don't have like one person that takes over the game.
Ooh,
You have several players that take over several different moments.
as they're just showing on my
Oh,
screen the Love non-contact injury with the twisted ankle. That does
I've
not
done
look
that
fun.
way too many times.
Tyler's ankles are about as sturdy as a glass table, man. I mean, those things. Don't you wear like double ankle braces when you go and play hoop?
I should. If I do, I'm not feeling too great that day. And if I don't and I twist my ankle, I instantly regret it. But I do have two ankle braces at home, one for each foot, obviously. That if I were to be playing in this game, I'd definitely be rocking it like Steph Curry.
Mm. I mean, number 30 for Kansas cannot. He just can't buy a free throw tonight. I think he
It,
just went like 1 for 5 in his last 5 shots.
it kind of looks like Austin when we were at the what was that
Don't
thing that we
say
went to in Tampa?
it.
The free throw contest.
The M Fam barbecue.
Yeah, Austin went an impeccable like 0 for 30.
Well, I think I went 1 for 3 because it started on a make and then you got two chances. I was trying the bank strat and it would have worked. I just, you know, it's one of those tough situations. There was no background. I couldn't get a feel. I couldn't get a shooter's touch going on.
Also, they purchased the basketball hoops definitely from Walmart. They were on sale for like $50. Put up that
Oh
day.
yeah, they got them shits fucking Kmart blue light special that day.
Yeah. Interesting, game right now. 46-41, North Carolina up only by 5. Kansas has got a lot of their starters in, it looks like right now. I don't know, this North Carolina team,
They look
it's
hungrier. They look like they're more
Kansas
aggressive.
does.
No, North Carolina.
I mean, right now Kansas looks like they're clawing their way back though. I mean, they're literally a Jayhawk, and their talents are crawling back right now. Um, I
Oh.
I agree though. This North Carolina team does seem like they wanted a bit more at the 8 seed, but there's a big basket by McCormick, who is, if I'm a team in need of a big guy in the NBA, I'm looking at him.
Mm-hmm. So you are still behind me in the
Yes,
in the feed.
I did refresh it.
Yes. No, I know. All right. Fast break points here for Kansas. They cut the lead to within 1.
Golly, that's no bueno.
So I mean, obviously we haven't talked since last Monday, Tyler. I mean, what's your takeaway from the games, the Final Four games this past weekend?
Well,
Obviously, the Duke game was a nail biter. That was a thriller, instant classic. Um, the other one, like for me, Kansas just completely dominated Villanova.
yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. I mean, I wasn't surprised at the Kansas Villanova game. Villanova, they're a strong team. They play very slow. They play the half court set, but Kansas from the get, they just jumped out and they didn't stop. And I wasn't surprised. This Kansas team has a lot of big guys. They have McCormick, like I mentioned, Lightfoot coming off the bench. They have a lot of big guys, and they out rebounded Villanova, and they outbodied them. So I thought Kansas would be up by now,
Mm-hmm.
by a higher margin at this point. I thought Kansas, this was their game, to win. And I going into this game, I had Kansas as the favorite, but
Mm-hmm.
North Carolina is surprising me. I mean, they play deep into their bench, probably 8 or 9 deep on their bench, and everybody's coming out and balling, and they all seem pretty hungry.
Yeah, I guess my one main issue with this final is there's not much like excitement from this North Carolina team. They don't really have any star players. Obviously, Roy Williams isn't there anymore, so you can't even make it like a Roy Williams Bill Self matchup. Coach K, um, what is it? Hubert Davis, right? Is their
Yeah.
coach?
Although Roy Williams is in the stands right now, because Austin,
Hmm.
both the guys that are coaching right now actually superseded, or however that goes, Roy Williams. Bill Self came in after Roy Williams left, and
Yep.
QB Davis came in after Roy Williams left North Carolina. So
Yep. No, you had the word right. Superseded.
yeah, I mean, pretty. It goes to show how great of a career Roy Williams had. Pretty understated, I would say. But the guy, led two powerhouses at one point.
Yeah. No, it is interesting too to, say obviously Coach K probably has a little bit of a leg up on him in the all-time ranks, but it's like not only were they coaching at the same time, Coach K and Roy Williams, but they're also, arch rivals and they're in the same conference. So that was pretty fun to see. We'll look back on that and be like, "Damn, we got to witness some pretty good basketball and some historic basketball at that."
Yeah, I mean, that Duke North Carolina game obviously was a great game, like you said. I wasn't surprised though with the outcome. I don't think this Duke team was as good as many Duke teams in the past. Um, and again, it just goes back to the fact that North Carolina just seems like they are lighting up at the right time. They got great players with Caleb Love, who scored 28 against Duke. Baycock Baycock,
Big cock.
Armando Big Cock, who
Yeah.
had like 28 rebounds. I mean, he had like 10 offensive rebounds, which is unheard of. The guy is just a monster on the boards. He basically sucks in anything that comes around him. And, Manic, who's been playing really well at the 4, he can stretch the floor. And, Davis, as you see, is the point guard who can score at will, it seems. So they have a very well-rounded team. And, on paper, you wouldn't think it, but when you watch them, you're like, wow, this is a team that plays really well together.
Yeah, so I don't know if you saw any of it last night, Tyler, the women's national championship game. UConn, they had an up and down season. Obviously, they weren't as highly touted this year as they were in years past. They got a 2 seed going into the tournament, ended up losing to South Carolina. I forget her government name, but her nickname's Henny for South Carolina. Man, she was balling. I think she had like 30 points. She just like no one could guard her. But I was gonna ask you, being the grandson of a man who is a big fan of women's basketball, do you know why the women's college does quarters and the men's still does halves?
That's a great question. Honestly, I was thinking that myself last night as I tuned in for a short period of time, and I
Yeah.
saw second, and I'm like, they're already in the second half. This game just started.
I thought
And
the same thing, and then I realized, oh wait, they do quarters.
so I don't completely understand it. Maybe it has to do with, faster pace, faster gameplay, speeding up the tempo a little bit. I'm just spitballing at this point. I don't want to offend anybody or get canceled, but I will say I did tune in. I joined into the party a little bit. Paige Bucher's absolutely electric. I don't know if you saw the play, Austin, where she like went through the whole entire South Carolina defense, but shout out to Dawn Staley in South Carolina. That's her second national championship, most of any African American woman as coach. Taking down Gino Ariema, that's no easy feat. And, South Carolina is turning into the next powerhouse, which is nice to see.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, they almost won. Well, did she win both of hers at South Carolina?
Yes.
Because I know. So did they win another one recently?
I think it was 2 years ago.
All right, because I know like 3 years ago or something they lost. So yeah, they're perennial, national final teams. So it's definitely trending in the right direction. But yeah, I was just watching that. And I was like, I thought the same thing. It said second, and I was like, wait, what the hell? This is almost over. It's such a low scoring game. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch a lot of it. I know South Carolina has, I think her name's Boston, who's probably going to be like the first round pick or second round after Buchert if she comes out. But, I thought it was. I knew South Carolina was going to win when Buchert's pretty much out there being Kobe Bryant and not passing the ball or not giving the ball up and, doing it all at will because she couldn't get the ball back as soon as she passed it. So UConn
well,
obviously doesn't have the strongest of teams anymore. So
I mean, her teammates kind of forced her hand. I think there was 2 other of their top scorers. The 3 of them usually combined for like 30 points a game. The other 2, I think, finished with maybe like 2-4 points combined. And I think Paige had maybe 15 or so. So she was like really trying to put the team on her back. Obviously, just wasn't enough.
I think a little bit had to do with being in her hometown of Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up 10 miles away from where they were playing had a big effect on that. But I respect the hell out of her. She's probably one of the rawest college basketball players I've seen in the women's side in a very long time.
Yeah, no, she just looks fluent out there, man. I mean, smooth game. It is the women's game is a lot more fundamental than the men's. I'll say that. So it's like, if you're a young kid and you're trying to just like improve your game, I would almost recommend, suggest that you watch the women play.
Yeah, I mean, you're a big name when I've known of Paige Buchert's for like 5 years now because she was like a freshman in high school, and they were posting videos of her on Slam's Instagram page.
Yeah. Oh. Little in and out action for the Jayhawks. The fisherman in the chat, you were suggesting watching women play basketball to learn. That's exactly what I said, my friend. I said they have a lot more fundamental game. Whereas like less athleticism, not from the standpoint of like, oh, they're not as good as the men, but it's like how many people in women basketball, even the WNBA, are dunking? Like half the NBA players are good because they're 7 foot and they can, do a drop step and dunk the basketball over someone's head. Like that's not an aspect of the women's game. So they got to work a lot harder at the other things. They got to be better free throw shooters. They got to pass the ball well.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to learn how to pass the ball, women's basketball is probably the best way to learn. You see a lot of fundamentals in terms of back screens and pump fakes and a lot of things like that. Watching women's basketball growing up, I learned a lot about moving the ball or moving without the ball from college basketball in the women's side. Oh, that's an and one. I'm slightly behind you, obviously, but
they said have a good night, guys. Well, Fisherman 93, I appreciate you for tuning in. And if I'm assuming correctly, 93 has to do with your birth year. I'm sure your basketball playing days are behind you. So that comment really probably had nothing to do with you. But if you feel some type of way that you got to dip, then good night, my friend. Tie ball game, T, halfway through the second.
So if you're a betting man, Austin, as I know you are, who are you betting the house on right now? Kansas coming back, crawling their way back, or scratching their way back as the Jayhawk would. Who do you got to win this game? 10 minutes left.
I mean, for one of my formulas, Tyler, I think I've been very vocal about saying I want the better team that has the better high caliber players. I think at this point, Kansas has those guys that are going to be playing more so at the next level. It is interesting as Kansas hits another three and takes the lead. Like, there is something to be said about, what's the saying? Like, the hungry dog eats faster, something like that. Like, you can tell North Carolina, they're underdogs. They're out here giving it their all. So, nothing to lose per se. So really
Oh my
back
God.
against the wall. But I would have to go with Kansas.
I mean, easy for you to say right now, obviously going up by 5, potentially 6 after that and 1. I do like this Kansas team, Austin. I picked them to win at the beginning of the game in my head, obviously, because I couldn't tell anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But watching this game, I don't want to count out this North Carolina team. I was very quick at counting them out. I do think at any given point in this game, Austin, North Carolina can come out and obviously score 16 unanswered points, but take over the game in a matter of seconds. A lot of it obviously has to do, with getting the ball to the open man, controlling the glass. I think if they can do that, North Carolina definitely has a shot of winning the tournament as the 8 seed. Who was the last 8 seed that won the NCAA tournament? Was it UConn?
I think they were a 7 seed.
Were they?
One of the years. I don't know what they were the other year. But I honestly don't. I mean, it's a quick Google search away. Are you looking it up?
I am.
All right.
Villanova. Wait. Okay, number 8 Butler lost to number 3 Connecticut in 2011, and number 8 Kentucky lost to number 7 Connecticut in 2014. Villanova is the only 8 seed to not only face a number 1 seed in the championship, but the only team to win the NCAA tournament as the 8 seed. Wow. So, I mean, same thing that we're seeing here, 8 versus 1.
It's crazy to think, though, because maybe it's just because it's North Carolina, but I don't really think of like an 8 seed as being that crazy to win a national championship game. Like North Carolina, obviously their average seed in the tournament is probably sub 5 if I had to guess. So it's not like they're a traditional 8 seed. Like, I feel like when I think of Memphis or Seton Hall, that's what I think of, like an 8 or a 9 seed. So North Carolina a little bit different, a little bit higher pedigree.
I agree, but they also play probably in one of the harder conferences. So being an 8 seed out of there, probably means that they're the third or fourth or fifth best team in that ACC division.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I would take that to a grain of salt. Where if they were playing in like like Big 12 like Kansas, they might be a 2 or a 3 seed.
Right.
Armando Babcock playing with a bum ankle, by the way. I was talking to Deputy Barrero as the game was getting started today, and I told her if I'm Armando, I'm saying wrap that puppy up tight until I can't feel my ankle, maybe even lose a little circulation, because I'd rather lose my foot than not be able to play in this game.
Yeah, no, facts. I would rather have my leg feel like I just sat on the toilet for 35 minutes too long watching TikToks and not be able to stand than have the pain and not be able to go out there and play.
I only think it like helps increase his NBA stock too. Like, this guy's tough. He's playing through a sprained ankle, which is no joke. I mean, the announcer said it in the game. A sprained ankle only gets worse as the game goes on. It turns into much worse than a sprain. He's really showing a lot of grit, and he's actually playing really well. He's changing the game by being out there. It's not like he's a decoy and hindering the team, but he's actually getting a lot of rebounds, getting a lot of easy buckets, putbacks, things of that nature. So, this guy, if I'm a team out there, I'm looking at him in the NBA draft and saying, damn, this guy's a tough son of a bitch.
Listen, T, I know sprained ankles are no joke firsthand. Senior year, it was actually my birthday. We were out there, sprained the ankle, but you better believe I was out there next week for senior night. Taped that sucker up, put on the ankle brace that I don't think had any impact on it because it still felt like it was going to just collapse beneath me every time I planted.
Was that for football?
Yeah.
Yeah. Johnson with a big 3. His brother, Cam Johnson, absolutely killing it in the NBA. And as soon as I saw this guy come in the first half, I'm like, that's the Johnson that Cam is related to, 100%.
Oh, you can tell for sure they look alike.
Also, Johnson, what's Johnson's name? His first name? That's playing right in front of us right now.
I don't know. They don't have first names on the back of the jersey, so I couldn't tell you that.
Well, Johnson runs like a velociraptor when he's running down the court without the ball. The dude is like running full speed. His head's like 45-degree angle tilted down. His arms are like stubby like a raptor, like running, waiting for the ball. Just like, golly.
You can tell he's a shooter. He's just lurking on the perimeter, just waiting to get that pass in the corner.
Oh, he learns a lot from his brother. His brother does that very often, where he's just spotted up. He's just ready to drain a 3 in the eye.
All right, a little commercial break, T. So now
57-57. This is a game, folks.
I
You got
mean-
yourself a deuce.
I thought North Carolina was going to run away with it after the first half, but Kansas showing a lot of tenacity, a lot of grit.
A lot of 10 nasty.
Nasty. Is that a Nasty Nate reference?
That is a nasty
Okay.
name reference.
Do we think he had any other bets on the game besides first to 35?
I don't know. Let's ask him.
We need Nasty's live bets. The live bets.
I just texted.
I'm sure if anything he probably hammered Kansas for something because he got the better odds that they were down in the first half.
I'm sure he did like race to 50 or race to 55 because he's a psychopath like that.
I mean, just live betting Kansas money line at halftime, you probably should have got some pretty good odds. Which Cody said that. Almost put $100 Kansas money line. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, honey. You'd be buying Nico some more dog treats.
Yeah. Or buying his plane ticket to California like he says he would.
Yeah. I'm off next week. What should I do? Come to Cali, bro. You know what? On second thought, I'm busy.
Nasty is at work. That's a shame. On your phone.
What?
You still got time to bet.
That'd probably come back to bite him in the ass though, because all of that is like carbon footprint or like digital footprint where it's like, his work could probably technically see the time of his bets and it's like, you were patrolling that night and you're sitting here betting, live betting Kansas money line at halftime.
Nasty gets a anonymous tip on him like, you are a addict of gambling, aren't you? And then they put him through the ringer of being an addict and
does a lie detector test. Sir, have you ever gambled while on duty?
What's like one
No.
question? What would be one question, Austin, you'd be afraid of on the lie detector test? Without getting too personal.
I mean, I'm an open book. You know that, honey. I'm just trying to think. I got a lot of them. I don't know which one would be the best to share. I don't know. Maybe have I ever? I don't know, just pulling up my search history in general would just automatically disqualify me for most positions.
Oh wow. I would love to take a lie detector test.
That'd be fun because I feel like they would catch you off guard.
Yeah, they would say something just absolutely absurd. Totally get me. Whatever camera angle they just did right there, I felt like I was about to puke.
Luckily, I don't have too many like weird fetishes to where it's like something like super fucked up, like necrophiliac or whatever. Like,
I think I would defriend you if you did.
yeah.
I mean, North Carolina they're just out muscling them offensively on the boards, and you typically wouldn't think you would see that against this Kansas team. But
The only thing, oh, nice shot there. The only thing I'm worried about for North Carolina is you can tell, like, I can already see they're getting a little deflated. They were a lot more high energy in the first half and, even closer to coming out of the gate in the second half. But these big guys from Kansas are just going to start wearing them down.
yeah, I mean, Remy Martin with that huge three right there in the corner, his second one in a row, I should say. And you're right. North Carolina just needs a spark plug to come off, and because Remy Martin's a bench player, and they just need a spark plug to really ignite this North Carolina team. They do look like they're going through the motions, and they definitely need a big shot right now.
Plus, it's tough because I don't think they go too deep onto their bench, so a lot of these guys are playing long minutes. Oh, okay, no call there. Little bang and bump. Love almost tripped on his own ankle again.
I think that was a clean block. Now that I have the 4-second delay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, probably, but I feel like when there's that much contact, you gotta call something.
Johnson, he's just so
man.
lanky, dude.
Hey, he's really been the X factor for North Carolina.
Second chance points, North Carolina 22, Kansas 6. Kansas with that big three.
Yeah, they're pretty hot right now.
They're
From what I can
scorching
tell,
from three.
they've made the last 3 or 4 in a row. That was a fast one off the backboard.
Like NBA Jam would say, on fire.
Ooh. Let you catch up a little bit, but X Factor going to work for this Tar Heels.
Oh, damn, Johnson, dude.
Johnson.
I think they're gonna, because of his brother primarily, but also because of the way he plays, he's definitely gonna be in the league at some point.
Yeah,
He's
it's
very
tough.
raw.
I mean, I feel like the art of like the pure shooters in the NBA is kind of fallen by the wayside because you got, I mean, look at Embiid. This guy can do everything and step out behind the 3-point line and shoot. You don't see the Mike Millers, the Steve, what was his name? On
Steve
the Knicks.
Kerr?
No, on the Knicks. What was that
Steve
guy's name?
Novak?
Yeah, Novak. I almost said Nokovic. I almost combined Novak Djokovic and fucking Steve Novak.
Peja Stojakovic.
Ooh, Peja, yeah. What was
Do
the
you want
guy?
to guess?
James Jones.
Do you want to guess what Johnson's first name is? It's actually a nickname, but
I highly doubt I'm gonna guess a nickname.
it starts with a P.
Uh, Poppy. I don't know.
Could you imagine? It's Puff.
Puff.
Puff
Okay.
Johnson.
Puff Johnson. That's not a. Oh, whoa. What is going on here? Some saliva coming out of the mouth of Puff Johnson. He took too many puffs, I believe. That was weird. It almost looked like a dog foaming out the mouth, man.
Why are they zooming in on that? Is my question.
I don't know, but that was weird. Did you see that? It was like it wasn't
Like,
like it
Let's
wasn't
find out.
puke, but
Let's find out what he had for breakfast this morning. Puff puff pass. I'm still shocked that it's only a 2-point game. You know, it seems like it's been all Kansas at this point, and North Carolina is still hanging in by 2.
yeah, a few big time 3-pointers from Kansas. They missed the last one, but no, if Johnson can't go, he's really been the catalyst for most of their scoring the past few drives. Let's see what happens here. Does he get hit? It's just a zoom in of this guy's butt cheeks. No, he just drops to the floor. Hopefully he's okay, Tyler. This is looking kind of scary. Obviously, ever since the Florida player collapsed, what was it, like last summer? A couple years ago?
I think he like choked on a Skittle or something.
Yeah, hopefully he's just like dehydrated or something. You know, I mean, he wouldn't be the first or the last person to dry heave, you know, on a big stage at a sporting event.
I almost did. What was it? I think it was senior year semifinals game. It was our first game in the Civic Center. I was dry heaving, and I think it was like 2 seconds in. Been there.
Yeah. When his ankles were in a little bit better shape.
Nah, everything was in a little bit better shape.
Whoa. McCormick, not the Spices, is looking very active on the defensive side of the ball. Isn't that a thing, McCormick Spices?
Yes, it is.
Alright.
They make the pepper.
Yeah, okay. That's like the red bottle thing, right?
Isn't there a splash of blue in there? It might
McCormick.
be. Kind of like
and
the
company.
Kansas Jayhawk, colors. Blue and red.
Yeah, okay, it's primarily red, but the logo has a little bit of blue in it.
Mick.
They all have the red tops,
Oh, yeah, I
which
see
is what
that.
I was thinking of.
No, there's blue.
In the logo, open your ears, honey. I just said this.
The N is primarily blue. Is blue.
Yeah,
The
but
C-
it's so small on majority of the things you can't even tell. There's like 90% red and 5% blue, and then 5% wherever else it is.
Damn, there's a share per share 103.35. That's a fucking. It's a hybrid stock right there.
What is it?
It's 101 per share. They make 6.3 billion in revenue a year. That's
Wow.
crazy. Damn. McCormick out here making racks.
They're going up too. Look at that 6 month. They were down to 80 in October.
Oh yeah, you are right. The label is a lot of red.
Thank you.
I forgot. I have primarily like all of McCormick spices in my pantry, but
Isn't
that's
that
like-
the adobo you use? Isn't that McCormick?
no, adobo is not McCormick. I
Oh.
don't believe so. I think it's I would have to double check. Goya. But I mean, it's like one of those things that you don't think about the spices, like what color they are, until you actually
Right.
look it up.
Well, I'm surprised I knew that because the extent of my cooking is putting in some 90-second rice in the microwave and maybe whipping up a
don't.
little salad. What?
You do 90-second rice? That's so sad.
A couple nights a week, if I'm pressed for time.
What you gotta do is you gotta put the rice in a bowl, you gotta put it under water, you gotta rinse it, you gotta wash it, strain it, then you put in, 2 cups of water for 1 cup of rice. The shit will change your life, man.
I've made rice before, but I'm saying when I'm coming home from the gym, because I'm super strong and jacked, and then I got my stream in 30 minutes, I don't have time to do the strains and the washes and fucking spit shine it. I gotta put in some Ben's famous 90-second rice and get me some goddamn cheddar broccolis.
So you do cheddar broccoli? I usually like the chicken flavored
I'll
rice.
I'll switch it up. I'll do the cheddar broccoli, the roasted chicken, and the Spanish rice.
Yeah. I like the roasted chicken by far. The white rice too is straight fire. I went to the Chinese buffet yesterday and absolutely dude. For $13.99 lunch special for all you can eat. Oh my god, dude. I thought I was gonna have to be like Violet from Willy Wonka and get rolled out of there.
You know what kind of rice is really good too is Trader Joe's chicken fried rice.
Oh yeah, dude.
That shit's pretty bussin'. I'll break out the pots and the pans to put that on the stovetop for sure.
That Trader Joe's, that Traducey, the Tradici.
Is that a thing or did you just make that up?
I just made it up.
Traducey.
The Tradici.
Not bad.
Rice.
Not bad.
All right, back to the game.
Back to the game. 2 points, Tyler. A little under 4 minutes to play.
Baycock's nipples are just shining through that jersey right now.
They're getting scrappy, T. And it seems like the refs are letting them play, which
Gotta let them.
I think that's good for now, but a lot of emotions flying high here. A lot of these players, their last game in a collegiate uniform, maybe ever, if they don't make it to the next level. Kansas playing good defense. Love trying to do all he can. Nice move, can't finish. But there is a foul called on the Lumberjack.
Is that Manic?
Yeah.
Did you know Manic was...
Oh, against Kansas on the Lumberjack.
He's a 5th-year senior, right? Transferred because they have that...
You don't say.
What?
Looks like fucking Van Wilder's older brother.
Well, so he's kind of like an exception because of the whole pandemic rule, right?
You could, if you didn't play, you got another year of eligibility.
Yeah, so he's a 5th-year senior. He played at Oklahoma before this for 4 years, got eligibility for an extra year, and transferred to UNC. And he won like the Riley something award where it's like the best transfer of the year. And I'm like, well, I'd hope so. You're 23 years old going up against 18-year-olds.
Right. Big time shot from the Jayhawks. Just when it looked like a lost possession. Big players stepping up in big moments. This is going to suck if it comes down to a buzzer beater because there's no way I'm going to be able to contain myself and not ruin it for you.
I'm going to have to turn on the TV then. Because my shit is not like... I feel like my stream is going further and further back.
Yeah, if yours is buffering, that's definitely possible. Oh, okay.
What time are you on right now?
49, 48, 47.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, you're saying 149.
Yeah.
Okay. Scared me. Alright, big play by Manic, the Lumberjack. Love to see it. Am I with you right now?
You're a little bit ahead of me, but it's okay. I think you're less ahead of me than I was ahead of you.
Okay.
So we're chilling.
So we're okay.
Yeah, you just have to like watch your delayed stream and then watch the new one, and then shit, man, you got instant replay. You can watch live real time on the TV, go back to the stream, watch the same thing 4 seconds later. Love Alec coming through with the raid. Appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by, showing some love. Your boy Osoy, the man, goddamn. We're rocking a little bit of a live watch party for the national championship game, March Madness. It's a close one right now for any basketball fans out there, or maybe some Kansas and North Carolina alumni.
Damn, it's 69-68. I feel like I missed a whole game.
Yeah, you're ahead of me now. It's all good. It's all
can
good
you
now.
see? Ow, motherfucker. Raiders just digging in on my foot.
He's getting nervous. He's getting excited.
Dude loves watching basketball. It's pretty cool. Oh,
Ooh.
big shot by McCormick.
Oh, he's playing bully ball. He said, "Get your muscle up, kid." Aha. Reminiscent of that Kareem sky hook.
All right, if I'm North Carolina right now, I got to get the ball in the hands of a scorer or get it down low. 2 points is very valuable right now.
I would love to see him run a pick and roll with Love and number 5.
The problem is Baycott is a little bit dinged up right now, so I would actually prefer to do a high screen and roll with Manic, have Manic pick and pop, hopefully get the 3. If not, you have your guy going to the rim.
Okay.
Baycott down low. Wow, they're going the opposite of what I said, and there goes his ankle. He is out for the rest of the game.
He drives in and oh wow, that is not even an ankle. That is full on MCL, Tyler. I know that injury. Oh, that's not good. Hobbling down the court. Can we call a timeout? You have 2 left, Carolina. You're gonna watch the guy just not be able to walk at his kid's graduation? Come on.
That's a ankle right there. That's tough.
That's more than a sprain. That looks like a ligament.
And Austin, I'm not gonna lie to you, and I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer, but I knew that was gonna happen this game because he was favoring his other ankle and being so, tender with the ankle that was hurt. This was just bound to happen.
Yeah, well,
I'm surprised it took so long.
Right. Credit to him, like you said, the ultimate competitor, going out there, literally leaving it all on the floor for his guys.
Why he drove on that play beyond me.
Yeah.
You got to get the ball to your point guard. Like I said, high screen and roll with Manic, pick and pop. Have Manic have the option for a 3, or drive it with your guy who you trust to drive the ball. Baycock driving with the ball, not
no. No, yeah, you need him on the putback or the glass.
Yeah.
Maybe if he was wearing those Steph Currys with the built-in ankle brace, he would have been all right. But
well, unfortunately, he plays for North Carolina and not Davidson.
Those Team Jordans. Davidson's still Nike too.
Are they?
I'm pretty sure. It makes sense if they switch.
It's a big one. Oof. That's a big shot.
Man. Down below, another sky hook, Tyler. McCormick is unstoppable.
Oh, man.
Sprinkle,
why would you shoot that?
Sprinkle a little bit of that sauce on him, honey.
You got time.
Oh, wow. Love chucking up a deep one.
Oh, my God, dude. Just a terrible possession by North Carolina.
Johnson barely draws the iron. Throws it out of bounds. Tyler, 4 seconds left.
I don't understand that drive whatsoever. They're shooting the ball with, 19 seconds from half court. What's the point? Get a good open shot.
So, Tyler, going back to Weezy's formulas, North Carolina definitely not as experienced. A lot of younger guys. It wasn't the most well-advised shot. Whereas, look at the last few possessions for Kansas. They're getting it to their star player, big man down below, high percentage shot. And he's really just punishing them.
Like I said, I don't understand that drive whatsoever. Just very bad shots like that first one, 40 feet from outside.
Yeah.
Luckily they got the offensive board. The guy automatically looks to shoot the ball, doesn't get a shot, passes it. Johnson Puff thinks he's a puff pastry and fucking throws it up. Barely gets the iron, like you said, and then obviously can't get the offensive board to do anything. Just a terrible drive. If I'm Hubie Brown or Hubie Davis, excuse me, I'm asking him what the fuck you're doing. Now you got a foul. You're down by 3. Hope that they do a 1-and-1, and then you got to go down and get a 3.
Mm-hmm.
This game's over, Austin. Unless something crazy happens, this is all Kansas.
I mean, we've seen T-Mac score how many 12 points in 30 seconds. I think they can, potentially miss the first of a 1-and-1, come down, get a quick 3. I will say, though, the ESPN winning percent is probably about 99% Kansas, so there's not much of a chance left.
That last drive really proved why North Carolina is the 8th seed. Just pretty dumb in terms of basketball IQ right there. A lot of young guys, as you said, making bad decisions. Armando Bacot going down probably doesn't help them in terms of getting the offensive boards, but you just got to be better than that. Let's see what they do here. Kansas inbounding the ball. 4.6 seconds left, second half. Up by 3. If I'm North Carolina, I'm fucking fouling the guy that's passing it in. Oh.
Punch him in the face.
Well, there was a foul, like...
Oh.
Where's the foul?
That was almost like a preemptive foul call.
Oh, he stepped out of bounds.
Oh!
Oh my God, Austin.
Shoe on the black line, Tyler. This game is far from over.
What? Did I jinx this game?
Oh, shit.
If I'm Bill Self, by the way, I'm telling number 3 to go into the transfer portal. He's no longer welcome on Kansas. Watching this game, every time I turn my head, number 3 is turning the ball over or doing something boneheaded. And this might have cost him his scholarship at Kansas.
Oh, man. It's close right there, but the second one, did he almost step out even further? Like, maybe you can blame him, but at the same time, how is there a play call? How are you calling a play call where he's tiptoeing down the sideline like Tyreek Hill?
That is... that's out of bounds. That one is out of bounds, if not the first one. So... Honestly,
oh, yeah. The second one even more so, yeah.
If I'm North Carolina, Austin, I want it at the second one. That's a better spot to inbound the ball rather than the first.
Well, I think there's different locations, right? They don't just put it at the spot of where he steps out. Isn't that little line there an inbound spot?
Well, they inbound it wherever it went out. So
yeah, but there's not like different things on the sideline. Isn't there a baseline and then there's like midcourt? Like, there's not, like, a variation of different spots along the midcourt line?
It just goes – they just inbound it wherever the ball was called out. So it's not, like, midcourt or, like, court to court or whatever. Wherever the ball went out, that's where they spot you. So
I don't know about that.
The first one puts them closer to the corner, much more room for error. The second one puts them closer to half court, spreads out the floor a little bit more. Maybe gets a off the ball, screen going, and hopefully an open 3 to tie the game to go into overtime. Austin, are you ready for overtime? I might pass out.
I know you're not. I mean, if you gotta go to bed, honey, you can tuck in.
I don't know if you can see Stinky Booty Butt Boy on this camera right now.
I can see him. I don't think the people at home can.
He's tuned in. He's looking at you.
Oh, is he tired from humping everything with a pulse today?
Yes.
And without?
Yeah, he was just... I'm surprised you didn't see it, but he was just going at this giraffe blanket we have here.
Raider, I don't think you can crossbreed like that, sweetie.
Raider,
I'm sorry.
what do you got in your mouth?
God damn it.
Drop it. He's got the fucking tag in his mouth. You know, being his dad, it's not easy work, but it's honest work.
It's an honest day's work.
Yeah. He's so cute. He's so handsome. Raider loves basketball, by the way. Like I was saying, it's good for his eyes because he keeps his eyes on the ball at all times. He's always ready for wherever it goes. I think he would be a basketball player, Austin, instead of a football player.
He might be one of those basketball players that turns into a football player after college, like Julius Peppers, because he does not have the physique of a basketball player.
He's got Black Air Force energy.
Yeah,
100%.
I can see him. Oh,
drop it, drop it now, Raider Jamison Hayes. Hey, drop it.
Go bink him on the booty.
He just put it deeper in his mouth. Drop it. Hey.
He's gonna eat that. He's gonna swallow that. This Tyler's fighting with Raider over a tag of some sort. Alright, here we go. About to inbound the ball. Johnson with the ball. Love gets it off. Oh, quite close. All right, Tyler.
I thought that was in.
That was a weird looking one. He had a lot of arc on that. It almost looked like it just touched nothing but net and dropped straight down. There you have it. Kansas Jayhawks, your 2022 national champs. Great game, Tyler. A little bit of disparity, adversity up and down. Obviously, Carolina had a big lead in the first half. Kansas comes rallying back. I think at the end of the day, it was just too much experience, too much McCormick. He was really, unguardable down the post. And, North Carolina, hats off to them, but just couldn't get it done.
Yeah, I mean, this is awesome for, Bill Self and Kansas. This just solidifies his career as a coach a little bit more. And like I said at the beginning of this, if I were to pick a team to win it out of North Carolina and Kansas, I'm not surprised that Kansas did. I feel like they're overall a much better, stronger team. And at the end, they just proved it, hitting bigger shots, coming back from, 16 down and, getting big rebounds and playing smart. North Carolina just had a lot of bonehead plays and really shot themselves in the foot at the end of it.
Yeah. Now, obviously, oh yeah, he barely touched the rim on that one. Hindsight's 2020. What do you think the end result would have been if it was Duke versus Kansas?
I still think Kansas would have won. Now, if you told me Armando Bacot is coming into this game 100% healthy, I might say North Carolina has a double the chance of winning this game because him being hurt really hurt their chances. Obviously, later on as the game went on, re-injuring himself, he probably would have had a huge factor in this game if he was healthy.
Yeah, I would like to say I wish Duke was there just so we could see, more of a battle of the powerhouses. Paolo, the other first-round potential draft picks at Duke, McCormick, and the other stars at Kansas. But, North Carolina hung in there and, was dominating for 20 minutes of this at least and gave them all they could handle.
Yeah, nobody really had North Carolina in this final game. If you did, I would have called you crazy. And I feel like a lot of people probably didn't even have Kansas in this final game. But Kansas proved a lot of people wrong today. And, they were definitely one of the strongest Kansas teams that they've had in years past. A lot of guys that, just were big with McCormick. I'm not even going to try and pronounce the guy's name that starts with an A. Ajibaji or whatever, but Remy Martin coming off the bench had a huge, few 3-pointers in the corner, put Kansas back on top. So
Remy boys, little Fetty Wap in there. So this is Bill Self's second, or does he have 3? All right,
this is his second. Yeah,
got one with Chalmers back in the day over D Rose. Talk about a good national title game.
Yeah. That was a classic, and honestly, this one was too. I mean, I just feel like nowadays things aren't as classic as they were, back in the day. Like we remember Chalmers versus D Rose,
Hmm.
where like this game, it's like we'll forget about it tomorrow.
Right. There's nothing significant that really stood out. It's going to be tough, at least in this time frame, to it's going to be overshadowed by the Jenkins Villanova shot heard around the world. But now credit to Kansas, hats off. They number one seed. They proved that they were deserving of that top seed. They're in the top 5 rankings for the most part year long. Bill Self does it again. I mean, where do you rank Bill Self amongst the all-time head college basketball coaches?
Probably like top 25, maybe like top 20. I wouldn't put him up much further. I don't want to say he's not a great coach, but I will say he came into a program that was established after Roy Williams had left, and kind of you just maintain it at that point. People are going to come to Kansas. I mean, whether they come to Kansas to play for Bill Self or come to Kansas for the prestige and the possibility of playing with the nation's best. But, I would say he's top 25 for sure, in my opinion.
So, Tyler, guess how many men's college basketball coaches have multiple national titles?
10.
No, you're somewhat close. It's in the double digits, 15. So now there will be 16.
So maybe he's top
20 maybe, you could argue.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some other guys, obviously, they only have one underneath their belt. Jim Valvano, Larry Brown, Tom Izzo, Jim Boeheim, Calipari, So, yeah, it's tough to just judge right off that. Like, Henry Iba, I don't even know where he coached. His most recent title was in 1946. He probably coached for Brown University and played against nobodies back in the day, so it'd be tough to put him up there. But I mean, John Wooden with 10, Coach K 5, Adolph Rupp 4, Roy Williams 3.
Wait, so Coach K is number 2 on the list?
All-time national titles. Wow. Yep.
Where's Calhoun? He's got 3 or 4?
He's got 3.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. I'll reassess this. Bill Self top 15. I'll give him that.
Top 15. He's worthy of it. What's crazy though is John Wooden, 10-0. He has 10 national titles, 0 runner-up finishes. Coach K, 5 national titles, 4 runner-up finishes. So he's been to the big game 9 times.
Wow.
Only one less time than John Wooden. Obviously, Wooden. I mean, he had like Bill Walton and stuff back in the day, right?
Yeah, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, formerly Lou Alcindor.
Speaking of which, have you watched?
And that's when those guys went to, real quick, that's when those guys went to school for like 4 years.
Right. So, yeah, he had a lot of years of some high talented players. But speaking of Kareem, are you watching the Winning Time documentary?
On HBO?
Yeah.
I am going to start it as soon as the season is done.
Okay.
I don't like watching shows while they're going. I like just watching them all the way through. Like I just finished Righteous Gemstones, watch that all the way through. But
dude, the second season, that last episode when what's his name? The sister's husband. And he gets shot in the knee.
Oh, PJ?
PJ, bro. I was dying because, like, the one episode where he gets the glass shard in his head and then he gets shot in the knee.
Star?
Yeah. He just has the most random shit.
I was literally laughing for 5 minutes straight when I saw the throwing star in the dude's head.
He's just this goofy ass dude, and then he just always gets the most random stuff happen to him. But yeah, so Mark has been watching it, and I was chilling downstairs yesterday. Episode 4 came out. I watched it with him. Pretty good. John C. Reilly, all the characters, the guys who portray Kareem, Magic. I'm definitely interested. I definitely plan on watching the whole series now. Probably at this point, do like you said, just kind of wait and binge it when it all comes out.
Yeah, that's my plan. I mean, I definitely was going to start watching it, but then I saw that it was only on episode 2, so I was like, I'll be done with it and be waiting, and then I'll forget that it's on, and then forget everything that happened. So
Yeah. All right. Well, we gave you a little over an hour. First, and maybe not last, Tyler. I had fun with this. I mean, obviously, it's a little bit tricky trying to be on the same time schedule with each other with the games. Watching it on TV versus on the internet, lagging, stuff like that. You're ahead, I'm behind. But I had a good time. Great game. I'm going to let Tyler go to bed. It's late over there on the East Coast. I'm about to jump into some Fortnite on Monday Night Gaming. Probably give you probably a shortened one. Obviously running a little late here. Almost at the top of the hour, 9 o'clock PST. So, Tyler, thank you.
thank you.
Have a good night.
Rock
And
Chalk Jayhawk.
there it is. Bill Self, maybe top 15 all time. We'll be right back. I'm going to end the stream, pop it right back up, so don't go anywhere.
Love it.